Welcome to this video on variables. We're having a look at the turtle, and I've got a program here that draws a rectangle. So what it does is it moves the turtle 60, turns right 90, moves the turtle 30, turns right 90, and it does that twice. So actually this generates a kind of L shape, and then because it does it twice, it generates another L shape, and that completes the rectangle. Let's have a look. Very simple: up, across, down, and across. Now, what we can do to control this rectangle is we could set up a variable. So for example, I can set up height like this. I can say height is set to 60, and then I can say width is set to 30. And instead of having 60 and 30 in here, I can have height and width. Now, if I run this, it will work just the same, no problem whatsoever. But let's have a look at it in debug. So what happens when we run it, next line, is when we go height is set to 60 there, you can see it's got this value, height 60. Then width is 60, so now we've got height and width that the computer has remembered. We go into our for loop, and you can see the counter is remembered in here as well. And it says turtle move height. So when this is run, the computer is looking over here to its variables, and it says, oh, the height is 60, so actually I better move 60. Now, what you can do is you can update these variables should you wish, and you can also set variables based on other variables. So I say the width is set to height divided by 2. So now height is 60, and then the width is height over 2. And it will draw just exactly as we had our rectangle. Now, just by me changing this to 200, oh, not 60,200, that'd take a long time, change it to 200, it's now going to draw a much bigger rectangle, and the width is indeed half of the height. So we're starting to control things a bit easier. One thing that makes it really interesting is when we might say something like text window dot read number. So now when we run it, we're going to get a text window. And if I type in 37 here, then it creates a rectangle that's 37 high. If I run it and I say 260, then it will create a rectangle that is 260 high, just off the top of the screen there. So you're starting to see we can get the program to respond to user input. By using these variables, we can also do all sorts of calculations, and that might help us get the right dimensions of our house. And if we were incredibly skilled, we might even be able to get it so that it asks the user how big a house they want, and in fact the program then makes a house of that size, with every little detail perfect, no matter what size we specify. That would be a massive challenge, but it can be done. I hope this has helped you understand a little bit about reading in variables, and also doing some basic calculations and assigning a value to a variable.